stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Ersan Fikri Ahmet.
May it please the court, I move that Ersan Fikri Ahmet be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ersan Fikri Ahmet be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Marsilia Aili.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Marsilia Aili, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Marsilia Ali be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wali Aldin Al-Rubi.
May it please the court, I move that Wali Aldin Al-Rubi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wali Aldin Al-Mubri be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Teresa Tho O.
May it please the court, I move that Teresa O be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Teresa 2O be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas Frederick Bailey.
May it please the court, I move that Thomas Frederick Bailey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Thomas Frederick Bailey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hugh Sebastian Bartley.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Hugh Sebastian Bartley, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hugh Sebastian Bartley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michaela Elise Castiglia.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Michaela Elise Castilla, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Michaela Elise Castilla be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sejul Chola.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Sejul Chawla, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sejul Chow be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Yu Chao Cheng.
May it please the court, I move that Yu Chao Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Yu Chao Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicole Deswal Chung.
May it please the court, I move that my sister Nicole Chung be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicole Desal Chung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Erin Bridget Clarkin.
May it please the court, I move that Erin Bridget Clarkin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Erin Bridget Clarkin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Dibb.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Dibb be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabella Dibb be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashley Kai Eshman.
May it please the court, I move that Ashley Kai Eshman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ashley Kai Esmond be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anthony Sam Elashka.
May it please the court, I move that Anthony Sam El Ashkar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anthony Sam El Ashka be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Demi Rose Farah.
May it please the court, I move that Demi Rose Farah be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Demi Rose Farah be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Laura Ellen Gallagher.
May it please the court, I move that Laura Ellen Gallagher be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Laura Ellen Gallagher be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Maria Krisha Gamallo.
May it please the court, I move that Maria Krishna Gamallo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Maria Krishna Gamala be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cooper Greenberg.
May it please the court, I move that Cooper Greenberg be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Cooper Greenberg be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samantha Jane Hendry.
May it please the court, I move that Samantha Jane Hendry be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Samantha Jane Hendry be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Douglas Hillman.
May it please the court, I move that James Douglas Hillman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That James Douglas Hillman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hannah Louise Hurst.
May it please the court, I move that Hannah Louise Hurst be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Hannah Louise Hurst be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Heather Amy Jameson.
May it please the court, I move that Heather Amy Jamieson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Heather Amy Jamieson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Luke Christopher Jeske.
May it please the court, I move that Luke Christopher Jeske be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Luke Christopher Jeske be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cockling Jiang.
May it please the court, I move that Guo Lin Jiang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Coglin Jiang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Lee Brooke Jones.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Lee Brooke Jones be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Emma Lee Brooke Jones be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wafa Kazal.
May it please the court, I move that Wafa Kazal be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Wafa Kazal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aoife Keeley.
May it please the court, I move that Aoife Keeley be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Aoife Keeley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Karis Ha-Juan King.
May it please the court, I move that Karis Hae-Yun Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Karis Hae-Yun Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Chuen Jun Leong.
May it please the court, I move that Alexander Chuen Jun Leong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Alexander Jae-Jung Yong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ki Yang Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Ke Yang Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ki Yang Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Xiaoxian Lu.
May it please the court, I move that Xiaotian Lu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Xiaoxiang Lu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tiara Lakshmi Matreja.
May it please the court, I move that Tiara Lakshmi Matreja be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Tiara Lakshmi Patreya be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kirsten Adrian McHugh.
May it please the court, I move that Kirsten Adrian McHugh, my daughter, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Kirsten Adrian McHugh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Scott Andrew McLean.
May it please the court, I move that Scott Andrew McLean be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Scott Andrew McLean be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas Gordon Moody.
May it please the court, I move that Thomas Gordon Moody be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Thomas Gordon Moody be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Melissa Joy Murphy.
May it please the court, I move that Melissa Joy Murphy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Melissa Joy Murphy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emmanuel Nate Na.
May it please the court, I move that Emmanuel Nate Na be admitted as a lawyer of this
That Emmanuel Nate Na be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zachary James Fraser Oakes.
May it please the court, I move that Zachary James Fraser Oakes be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Zachary James Fraser Oakes be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
S. Ravi Chandran Na Sridharan.
May it please the court, I move that S. Ravi Chandran Na Sridharan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That S. Ravi Chandrana Sridharan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Baladevi Samuels Connell.
May it please the court, I move that Kali Devi Samuels Connell be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Kaldevi Samuels Connell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Saaj Shah.
May it please the court, I move that Saad Shah be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Sahar Shah be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christopher Thang Tran.
May it please the court, I move that Christopher Tang Tran be admitted as the lawyer of this honourable court.
That Christopher Sang Trang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mark Andrew Vesper.
May it please the court, I move that Mark Andrew Vesper be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Mark Andrew Vesper be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yi Jun Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Yi Jun Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Yi Ju Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Guan Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Wang Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Wang Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wei Leong Wong.
May it please the court, I move that Wei Yong Wong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Wei Leong Wong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yi Chiang Wu.
May it please the court, I move that Yi Chong Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Yi Chong Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ming Yu Shui.
May it please the court, I move that Ming Yu Shui be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ming Yu Shui be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Jade Sahabi.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Jade Zahabi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Emily Jane Sahabi be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will be necessary for those applicants whose admission has been moved to stand and remain standing for the purpose of swearing an oath or making a declaration. Please stand as directed by the officiating officer.
The first two rows to my right, please stand. Thank you. Ersin Fikri Ahmet. Marsilia Ali. Wali Aldin Al-Rubai. Teresa Tu O. Thomas Frederick Bailey. Hugh Sebastian Bartley. Michaela Elise Castilla. Sejal Chola. Yuchao Cheng. Nicole Deswal Chong. Erin Bridget Clarkin. Isabella Dibb. Ashley Key Ishman. Anthony Sam Elashka. Demi Rose Farah. Laura Ellen Gallagher. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please be seated. Would the next two rows to my right please stand? Maria Krisha Gamallo. Cooper Greenberg. Samantha Jane Hendry. James Douglas Hillman. Hannah Louise Hurst. Heather Amy Jameson. Luke Christopher Jeske. Guanlin Chiao. Emma Lee Brooke Jones. Wafa Kazal. Aoife Keeley. Karis Ha Yuan Kim. Alexander Chuan Jun Leong. Ki Yang Lee. Xiao Xian Lu. Tiara Lakshmi Matraja. Kirsten Adrian McHugh. Scott Andrew McLean. Thomas Gordon Moody. Melissa Joy Murphy. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please be seated. The two rows to my left, please stand. Emmanuel Natana. Zachary James Fraser Oakes. Esravi Chandran Na A Sridharan. Kaladevi Samuels Connell, Saaj Shah, Christopher Thang Trang, Mark Andrew Vesper, Yi Jun Wang, Guan Wang, Wei Leon Wong, Yi Chiang Wu, Mingyu Shui, Emily Jade Zahabi. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Thank you. Please be seated.
Well, now that the formalities of today's proceedings are concluded, may I warmly welcome you all here to the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. I'm Justice Stevenson, and I sit in the Equity Division, and I sit today representing the Chief Justice. Present with me on the bench today, to my right is Justice Kuntz, and to my left, Justice Henry, who are also both sitting with me in the Equity Division. And together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you all to practice. And we've done so sitting on the land which the Gadigal people of the Aurora Nation have cared for and been custodians of for thousands and thousands of years. And the court pays its respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Well, to all you newly admitted lawyers, and on behalf of the Chief Justice, welcome to the legal profession. Today is a day of celebration. We all know, and some of us remember, how hard it is you must have worked to get here. I'm also pleased to welcome those who are with you today, whether in person here in the Banco Court or watching on the live stream. For many of you, no doubt the support of your family and your friends and your near and dear has been invaluable. No doubt they have been on the receiving end of your finely polished and, may I say, developing skills of argument and persuasion. I encourage you to take time today to thank them, and if your skills of advocacy are as good as I hope they are, you might even persuade them to shout you out for lunch or dinner. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable profession with the custom that of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice that dates back for hundreds and hundreds of years, indeed to the 12th century. This court first admitted lawyers in 1824, almost 200 years ago, and by 1830 the names of lawyers were entered onto rolls in the state, as you will all do after you finish here today. It's an acknowledgement of the weighty responsibility that we observe today's unique formalities, and they include that your admission has been moved by someone who's already a member of the profession. And second, you've made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence not only of the court but of your family and your peers, and they are all witnesses to the promises and undertakings that you have given today. In terms of tradition and formality, you'll see from the portraits around the wall that this court is wearing the same robes, and in some cases literally, that have been worn by our predecessors. Now, we don't wear these robes because we are fashionable. We don't wear them because they are comfortable. We wear them because symbolically they highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales. And that is not an empty phrase of theoretical input. What it means is, as I'm sure you all know, that no person or institution, including the government, is above the law, and all persons and institutions are subject to the law and to the same law. And in a world in which there's much global uncertainty and security, I'm sure you would agree with me that the rule of law is more important than ever. It's the opposite to what we all see in some other nations, of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. There's nothing theoretical about that. The law touches every part of our society, and no doubt will lead you all in different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must bear in mind the oath and affirmation you've made today, and bear in mind that it's a serious one and deserves your solemn regard. So wherever you end up working, whether it's in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, working with the Crown, or a government agency, or in an entirely different field, you should be known for your honesty and your integrity and your commitment to justice, and you must strive to uphold those cardinal values. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition which attends this ceremony, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. For example, we've all seen the rapid technological shift that was brought about by the pandemic. It's brought about profound and ongoing implications for the way, certainly the legal system and the way we work here operates. It has also, in some cases, delivered greater workplace flexibility. Working from home is now a much more common expression than it used to be. And that's particularly important for those with family responsibilities and those working in remote and regional communities. But while the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, we must all bear steadily in mind that the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. And a central part of being a good lawyer, can I suggest, is understanding people and understanding how others react in different situations and often in circumstances of great pressure. There are other circumstances that we've observed, other changes in the way our legal profession operates. We think of the diversity of the legal profession, and we have a duty to ensure that is expanded. One notable example relates to the role of female lawyers. In New South Wales, it's hard to believe now, but women at one point weren't admitted to practice. But since 2018, they've made up more than half of the solicitors who have practicing certificates in New South Wales and more than 2/3 of the solicitors who are under 30. And some of our most senior legal positions in Australia are held by distinguished female lawyers. The current Chief Justice of the High Court, the Chief Justices in Victoria, Queensland and the ACT, the President of our Court of Appeal, our state's Director of Public Prosecutions, the Senior Public Defender, and the Presidents of both the Bar Association and the Law Society are women. And of the judges recently appointed to this court, half are women. I can't say that half the judges of the court are yet women, but that will happen one day, no doubt. There should also be a strong representation from lawyers of different backgrounds, which comprise our cosmopolitan community. In the admission ceremonies that I've been participating in since I started here 11 years ago, the risk of the range of diversity of background amongst junior lawyers is diverse, and it's obvious from the range of backgrounds of the people who have been admitted today how diverse it is. Unhappily, that diversity is not yet reflected on the court, but that will come, I'm sure. Now, let me offer you a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, and this is probably the most important piece of advice, you will often have to make difficult ethical decisions, and you must use the tools you've developed to think critically and to not compromise your fundamental duties to the court. Remember that your fundamental duty is to the court, and you must bear that steadily in mind. At various points in your career, you will make mistakes. We all do. When you do make mistakes, you must arrange for your commitment to honesty to reflect on what you've done, make sure you don't do it again, and to learn, if you can, from the errors. One mistake you mustn't make, though, is to give your clients the advice you think they want to hear. That will not ever be good advice. The whole point of the independence of our profession is that we bring an independent mind to bear on what advice the clients should have according to the law. And as Justice Gageler soon to become the Chief Justice of Australia, said prior to his appointment to the High Court, you must be prepared to give the same answer to the same question for the same reasons, no matter who asks you the question, and no matter for what purpose and in what context the question is asked. Keep that in mind. Being a lawyer means that you are an advisor, obviously, but sometimes you'll be a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate. But don't forget that you will be affecting, as you make all the decisions and exercise all the judgments you have to, that you are affecting people's lives. And very often, in fact, if not invariably, in a case where they are going through a momentous challenge to their lives or a circumstance of great crisis. And remember this, that although you may not remember at the end of your professional career all of the professional engagements you had, those with whom you have dealt will remember what you did for them on the occasions when their interests required your advice. So you must always strive to deliver legal services not just competently and fearlessly, but with courtesy, integrity, sensitivity to the circumstances that exist, and bearing in mind the dignity of the participants in the legal process. Now, in that context, can I emphasise the importance of civility? Aspects of the law, particularly, frankly, if you're involved in litigation, can be confrontational, and the practice of law can be stressful, it can be demanding, and it's difficult enough without personal animus and antagonism affecting the way in which you conduct yourselves. It's essential you remain detached, balanced, and with good humour, remembering that you are members of a profession and not a business. And I think you'll find that you won't ever advance your client's interests by being rude to your opponents, let alone to the other side, the parties on the other side. And remember this, good advocates make their point succinctly and simply. Very often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could use that reminder from time to time, and of course I exclude my two colleagues on the bench with me at the moment. For a non-lawyer, the law is often incomprehensible, and one of the tasks for you is to make law more accessible, sometimes by deciphering legal complexities, sometimes by deciphering poor legal drafting, sometimes just by getting to the bottom of a messy factual situation and working out what facts are truly important for you and for the client to understand to resolve the issue at hand, and to explain all those matters in their proper legal framework. So strive to be clear and concise, both in your writing and speaking. It'll help you and it will help us. In the practice of law, your physical and mental health are extremely important. There'll be times, I'm sure, when you'll feel overwhelmed, burned out or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming. It can be physically taxing and mentally taxing. So try to keep a work balance, keep your eye out to ensure you and your colleagues are doing well. And if you do get overwhelmed, and we all do from time to time, step back and recapture, if you can, some perspective. And remember, the practice of law is a highly collegiate profession. In that context, may I call on young representatives of the Bar Association, the Law Society, to say a few words of welcome to you. And in that context, Ms Jones, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Peter Ava Jones, and I'm in my first year of practice at the Bar, predominantly working in inquests, inquiries and family law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister, and I am proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job and that it allows me to give expert advice to and represent people in court, and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If any of you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website, and each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day. In your first year of practice as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority who meet with you weekly, review your work and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is a professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including a new barristers committee, which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers like myself, and a diversity and equality committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association: to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Mr. Musri, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Bernie Musri, and not so long ago I was precisely where you are today. And what a tremendous day it is for all of you. You are here, being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of everything you've achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. There were, and I dare say likely remain, many uncertain challenges to overcome. But as I stand here today, after a couple of years as working as a solicitor, I can tell you that I've already learned a thing or two. And one of the most important things I've learned is the significance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and the Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We're bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities, as well as to uphold the rule of law, a duty which now also rests with each of you. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. This is why I've been a part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for just about 6 years. Here, amongst opportunities to advocate and join committees, I've found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it the most. By joining the Law Society, New South Wales Young Lawyers, you'll gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring and volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It's the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to your employer. We look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. May it please the court.
Thank you. Can I say this all to you in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. You should be proud to be a lawyer. It's a very important profession, and you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So, work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and as I'm sure the Chief Justice would ask me to emphasise, don't take yourselves too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that awaits you, and once again, on behalf of the Chief Justice and all the judges of the court, I congratulate you on your admission and welcome you all to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.